All right, we are live. Cinco de Mayo. We have Cinco the Banana back behind us. Welcome in if you're watching. We're going to cover Bitcoin, all your requests shortly, but I tried to get a costume like this guy, but you'll have to settle for Pecos Bill here. We also have, we have Pepe Party Favors for joining. And our car of the day is the Ford Fiesta. You get it? All right, Pepe, this guy, off to Bitcoin. Hopefully, no one will see that early in the stream. Hey, welcome in. We got the norms here. We got all our familiar faces. Welcome in. Thanks for joining. Appreciate both of you. So far, just two of you. Hit the thumbs up button if you're watching now. So we're gonna cover Bitcoin. Just check in. I'll have a Bitcoin video coming out after the stream, somewhere around probably an hour from now or so. So check that when you can this weekend. It kind of prepares you for what to watch for the short time frame going into the weekend, what to watch for the weekly close, daily close, all that good stuff. So check it out when you get a chance. So thanks for joining. Welcome in, everybody. Let's look at Bitcoin just really fast on the shorter time frame, the 4-hour chart. Right, nice move up. We're in an uptrend here. Getting a spring off of those lows from this morning. Right, the unemployment change, right, that sunk us down briefly, right, jobs better than expected, but we're getting the counter move to that. We wicked all the way down to like 28.8, and now we are at 29.3 already, and nice lower tail on this, so moving up. If we can close above here, right, that's looking good, but we have some resistance ahead on the 4-hour chart, so this is what we're watching for, for the next several days, right, going into the weekend. If we can close above here, back above 30K, right, I think we'll see probably fresh local highs. I think we'll take all this out. Wouldn't surprise me. We have this zone here, but we have, the bigger zone, up yonder. So, 31K, 30,500, and then, uptrend until proven otherwise. So, I talk more in depth about that in our Bitcoin video today, but just keep an eye on this candle where we close in the next hour or so on the 4-hour chart, right? Probably right after we get done with this stream. It's looking pretty bullish at this point, isn't it? Up at 29.4 and rising. Nice lower tail. I mean, that's looking pretty strong so far. Moving averages sorting out, looking strong. Daily chart, right? Look at this. Similar things, right? Moving averages all sorted out nice. Looking to close today above this close here, and then the odds improve us continuing higher. 29.5 is where we need to look at. Otherwise, right, that'll be resistance until proven otherwise, and resistance again just above 30K here. So looking for that on the weekly chart, right? Look at how bullish the weekly candle is, right? Long lower tail. Indicates a lot of people buying, right? Holding support on the 100-week for multiple weeks now. We're in like our second month. Nice little move off of the EMA 8 as well in this red line. Anytime you're above the EMA 8, right, you got to lean bullish. We're in a weekly uptrend, daily uptrend, 4-hour uptrend, all uptrends, right? Looking good. So we'll see what this ends up closing at. We still have 2.5 days till we close the weekly, but looking good so far. Anything is possible. We could end up closing like this, just a doji candle, and indecision, kind of a spinning top. So we'll see. If it closes like this or higher, that would be a big win for the bulls again. Another, 2 consecutive higher closes, really 3, right? Close down here, close up here. We're looking for another consecutive higher high weekly close. So looking good for Bitcoin so far. Yeah, I just saw an announcement out of someone mentioned Floki, that Binance halted all trading and everything from Pepe and Floki. So if you haven't seen that yet, you might want to check that out if you have any kind of that in Binance. Yeah, we got Cinco de Banana back here behind us just for today. You're welcome. Thanks for joining. Happy to do this. I feel like live streams help the most people, so that's why we've done one every day this week. So you can watch the old live streams. We've done, probably 20 altcoin coverages per day. So looking bullish across the board right now. Nice. So we got some rare things happening for the bulls. Nice. Thanks for that. Looking good. What else do we want to cover? Any altcoin requests? Yeah, Solana. We can look at Solana. Oh, that we haven't covered that yet. It's right down here somewhere. All right, let's look at the weekly Solana picture. Let's put it back on auto here. So we're trapped underneath most of our moving averages. As you know, most altcoins are looking like this. We have a clear flip level for Solana to get bullish again. We're looking at this zone here. Until then, right, we're just probably a little bit more sluggish, bearish, whatever you want to call it. But if Solana can flip 30 again, back to support, then we can pick up steam to the upside. Until then, right, altcoins are struggling. That is a clear flip level. Even going back to 2021, right, $25, $30 level was pretty big for Solana. You can drag this over, right? I mean, even looking at that, right, this zone is where you can maybe start to gain some momentum, but until you're above 25 even, get a close above the EMA 34 on the weekly. But this is a pretty big zone, going back to 2021, again in 2022. And then once we do that, then maybe we can talk again for, bigger bulls pushing through. But until then, it's not altcoin season at all. So, low DCAs, sure. Trapped under the 200-day, right? Get a close above that. That's back in your zone, right? So just looking off of that, right? I would be hesitant, right? Moving averages sideways, relatively calm here. If we get back above the 200, then maybe you could start to dollar cost average back into this if you're, a believer back into the long term, or if you want to just get out of it, right? Maybe you've held it all the way down and you're looking to exit. So I don't know where your dollar cost average is at, but anywhere above 30 should pick up some steam. Maybe you can get out, but you'll have more resistance. You got your another little minor zone is going to be at these kind of peaks here. So, $40, $50 range, right, will likely be some more resistance. Then above that, you'll have, up in here, if we get up in there again, right? So just back up the stairs is what you're looking to do at this point, right? Nice move off the lows from December. Now we're just trending sideways. Hopefully we get another trend up and can break that 30 level, when altcoin season, moves around again. But keep in mind, if you haven't seen this chart, right, we've talked about it every day this week. It's Bitcoin season, right? Nowhere near alt season. It's the opposite of alt season, quite literally. So just like you wouldn't hold Bitcoin in altcoin season, you probably shouldn't be holding a whole lot of alts in Bitcoin season, right? Bitcoins is the name of the game right now. What is the DJI? What's DJI? Like I don't use that. If I don't use the indicator, I'm probably not going to put it on because I have a setup here. But I'm happy to do it. But yeah, Aave, we can do Aave. So tell me what the DJI is. Oh, the DAO. Like, so we're mixing. Okay, sure, sure. I'm thinking crypto. I'm like, I've never heard of DJI. Is that a drone? Like DJI is a drone, but it's like, do they have a crypto now? Sure, I can do that in just a minute. Let's do Aave real quick. Yeah, it's the new drone coin. Yeah, so if you're talking about stocks, that happened the other day too. Someone's talking about stocks and I'm looking at cryptos and yeah. So I'm crypto on my mind. So if you're looking at something else, like it's so if I'm puzzled, no. Okay, Aave. Let's focus on the weekly first. So Aave got hit harder than a lot of coins, and it's stuck. It's stuck under even the 8-week right now. Support zone, and this is minor, right? And I would even argue that that's not even relevant, but maybe we reverse there for a point. So if we come back down here, right, nice to come back in and maybe around $50 level. Otherwise, hopefully we can close back above any moving average at this point. We've got to break these highs, right? Looking at $90 until 90 comes around. I know that's still a good ways up, but we're still looking at probably 25% to even get a moving back in this direction here. So not a great structure so far looking at this, right? A lot of better coins, at least structurally looking than this one right now. So I don't doubt that AVE can go, much higher and back to all-time highs, but it will likely be the slower moving. We'll likely need a good move into altcoin season to get out of this because of the structure here. And we could easily, come back down and retest, $60, $50 level before anything else. We're still putting in lower highs on the weekly. Hopefully this is the low and we're trying to make a higher low. But until we can close multiple, weeks, in a higher high fashion, right? Downtrend's the word, right? And maybe you'll get a sneak peek on that on your daily chart, but the daily chart, I mean, even the moving average is still trending down. Your highs are lower. We're trying to find a higher low, but we're under the 200, so immediately more bearish than not. At least recapture the 200 and take out this high before adding to your position here, in my opinion. All right, let's go look at, I'm gonna have to add this. I have it in a different chart, but all right, what's the symbol? I know you can do different kinds of things. I don't have this set up, so there it is, right in front of my face. That's not it. Okay, let me know what to do here. Right, if you want to see something custom, I'm happy to do it, but you got to give me some setups here because I don't check it that often. I keep an eye on SPX 500. That's about all I look at because that just gives me a snapshot. I have futures that I watch. I have a setup here. But if you're gonna, let me look at futures, see if I got it there. Did I delete it from this as well? So I got the mini Dow futures. That's not gonna help you much. All right, let me go. Patience here. All right, throw me a bone here. What am I doing wrong? Just this one? I really would. It'd be nice to have a speaker so I could hear your requests so we could talk back and forth. That'd be good. I assume this is it, right? Is it just this? I mean, this looks very similar to the S&P 500. We could have maybe just done that. Is this what we're looking at? Weekly chart? Gaussian channel, is that what you want to look at? Oh, flashing green on the weekly, is that what we're specifying here? Did we get it finally? Nice and easy. All right. So also like text doesn't work as well either. If he could have just spoken it, I would have gotten it immediately. All right. I wonder if the S&P 500 is. I haven't looked at this on the weekly Gaussian as well. Not quite yet on that one. I'm sure you already looked at that, right? So yeah, I mean anything that's happened, for the first time since we're looking at 2020. right? Yeah, there we go. Always happy to help. So the pandemic crash, caused this to turn red, right? That's why this pulled down, pretty quick. But yeah, we're looking at, over a last, prolonged, sustain. If you remove the black swan event, right? Yeah, this is significant for sure. We're looking at 2016, right? Prices above it. We don't have prices above it yet, so I'd like to wait a little bit longer. But how about on the 5-day? We're still waiting. If we get a new local high, 35, 34.7, even 34.7 would take that out on the weekly. That would be impressive, right? And I mean, it closed a one candle at the highest weekly close that we have since our low back in September, October. And I would say it's, we're looking bull run, right? This is not something that really just plays around back and forth, right? We're looking at a scarce number of times, and omit the black swan event. And, the last time we saw this, 2016, right? And look what came next. So Raoul Paul is a believer in something like this, something that we're in here. And that guy's no idiot, right? So this kind of backs that up. Green on the weekly Gaussian channel for the stock market. The Dow, we'll see. I would bet the S&P 500 is, right around the corner for doing this. And I mean, just there's the facts. Not too many fake outs here, right? Where's the last time, right? When you turn from red to green and prices are on top, right? I would like to wait until we see if we can get that, because this could turn back to red. If we somehow, like, say we close, I mean, it'd be tough at this point. We're in the upper part of it. So to turn back red, we'd have to have a pretty epic crash over the next, couple months. And, I'm sure some of you are like, yeah, we're going to get it. That's not the odds, right? The odds are if we close above 34.5, golden goose for the stock market, which would likely also pull, Bitcoin and crypto along with it. This would be kind of on par for our 2025, crypto peak, stock market peak. We're looking at, here's January 2025, right? I mean, damn, we could see, 40K all-time highs in the Dow, right? Just, continuing the norm, right? Stock market just generally trends up, barring black swan events. Even then, can't hold it down, right? So we'll see. That's a good sign. Thanks for bringing it up. I know that was a little painstaking to come across as to what the hell you're talking about, but that's to be expected in live streams and chats that don't always come across as blatantly as you're meaning it. So there we go. All right. We still have some people here. Surprisingly, thought that might kill it off, but we could check just random. Let's check. I don't track Floki, but for some of you that do, we had at least a look at it. Let's put it on maybe the 4-hour. How about the 5-day Gaussian channel for Floki? Way the hell above it, right? So it's only 5-day Gaussian is really only going to be useful if you've been around for a minute. It tracks pretty well if it's been around for a long time, like I don't know, the Dow Jones, especially on the weekly. For that to turn green, that's pretty impressive. Thanks for bringing that up to my attention. So Floki, obviously a little bit of a move here, up 65%. Just this morning, pretty impressive. Nice move. If Bitcoin does that, that'd be pretty cool. Imagine a 65% Bitcoin pump. Pretty cool. Bitcoin is moving up, so good stuff. We'll see if we can get some altcoins moving, but that's still not the odds. It's still not altcoin season yet. I think that's still a long ways away. For a true altcoin season, we're probably not even looking at this year, I would say. Probably next year, maybe next spring or next winter. At the earliest for a true season, right? Not saying alts aren't going to, be higher or trend higher or do craziness, but, to see altcoins up here again, right, in this index and outperforming Bitcoin, week over week over week, that is, I mean, just look at the time chart here. I mean, we're looking at least 2024 until we get a true altcoin season, I think. unless we're entering this stage, right? See how fast that went up? That's not going to happen, right? Because, maybe in 2020, late 2024, 2025, right? This was, kind of the altcoins after Bitcoin had its major moves, right? That happens, right? Not until then. And we'll certainly get a heads up on that because it has to go past 25 to go to 75, right? So we'll see it waving by. When we get up to, 30, 40, then we'll see some memes, meme coins and altcoins really start to take off. But we're not really near that yet. So there'll always be, random fireworks, Pepe's, and dog shit coins mooning for random reasons overnight. But lasting, that's when it's not going to happen, right? Until that index is up. Hopefully that makes sense. So enjoy it while it lasts. If you made some money on some meme coins, then, just protect your profits. Yeah, no worries on the Dow thing. Just just caught me off guard with the DG. I was like, I don't know what crypto that is. I was like, he's not talking about stock, so he was planes. DJI is I have a drone. The DJI makes drones if you weren't aware. So that's where my mind went second, and I'm like, why am I covering a drone coin? Casper, yeah, thanks for the symbol and the symbol and the name. Hello. And if you want me to cover on a certain index or let me know. Otherwise, I'll just pick whatever I think is the best one. Geez, I don't even know. What's if it's not I guess KuCoin. We'll go with that. If I don't have enough history, let me know something else. No, that's against ETH. I'm sure you don't want that. Sorry about that. Let's do BitGet. That should be good. That should be sufficient enough. Uptrend on the 4-hour. Let's start at the bigger picture. Okay, so looking damn fine there. 2023, all of an uptrend since the lows in December. So above all your moving averages, always great to see on the bigger time frames. The shorter time frames, as you zoom in, you should confirm that as well. Again, this is what you want to see. This is textbook what we want to see out of your altcoins. Your moving averages, start to get sorted out, and then they separate, right? This is when your bigger moves come. Look at the separation on the moving averages, and then explosive moves, right? And then continuing the separation, you should absolutely be holding your upper moving averages. At worst case, the 21, if you're going to continue in the mega bullish phase. We did that, textbook here. Moon after that again, right? Really great to see. This structure is exactly what you want to see. So nice move. You had late March to get into this. If you could have bought at the 200-day EMA, right? Pretty good move. And now you're, even from the 200 EMA, you're still up, 73%. Be nice if, we were all up 73% in our portfolios from the past 30 days. That would be a pretty solid move. But structurally looking good, right? If you get a close below the 21, that would be where your warning signs are to, if you're in profit, to start taking some profit, because you're at risk of reversing that trend, even if it's just for the short term, right? 4-hour chart will give you a little bit of heads up on that. So these will hold different moving averages. So the 50 EMA is where we like to hold. Look at the structure here, right? You can see the support, the breakout, or resistance breakout to support, right? And then you're holding, right? So when you come back down, even on the 4-hour chart, right, that's where you'd want to hold. If you don't, right, that would be your heads up to, take some profits, or, at least use caution, right? And then you zoom out to the daily, right? Once you start to, get nervous on, the 4 hours, zoom out a little bit more. and for more peaceful looks. And once you get nervous on the daily, zoom out to the weekly. And if it starts to look sketch on all of them, then that's when you should probably, steer clear a little bit until it simmers down again, right? So holding the upper moving average is key on these uptrends, right? All right, where have I set my stop loss on Bitcoin? Well, let's go look for Bitcoin, right? So you have short-term plays, long-term plays. For long-term, just dollar cost averaging. For short-term, use like the hourly chart, the 4-hour chart. Same thing applies here. So for like the hourly chart, right, as long as you're trending in this direction, right, I don't know, I wouldn't even use the hourly, right? It's too liquid. It just changes too easily. The 4-hour chart's kind of where I start for Bitcoin for structure. It depends on where you buy, depends on where your stop losses are, but same thing applies. Your cracks happen, where you start to reverse the trend. And where do you reverse the trend? When you start to put in lower highs, or break a new low before making that high, right? So if you want to put on a line chart, it makes it easy to see, right, your structure here, and you'll start to see this close, right? You see your peak here, your peak here. We have another peak here. We're in danger of not making. We need to close this candle in an hour at a higher peak than that, or it doesn't mean it's over, but that's at least a warning that you're potential stalling or going to roll over this way. So your stop losses should be whatever your risk tolerance takes. On the 4-hour chart, right, if you're swing trading, right, you're just looking for signs of a stall, right? If you bought down in at 20, let's say you bought here at the retest here, obviously you'd move anytime you're in profit and you're a good bit up in it, you have to move your stop losses to at least break even, right? So rule number 1, don't lose money, right? If you're swing trading. So you can't always avoid that, but if you're in profit, you need to lock in that profit, or at least not a big loss. So maybe you bought in here, your stop loss would be at your previous swing low. So if your swing low is there, your stop loss, and you enter here, right, you're good, right? You're risking a little bit here, and let's say you got this move now. Well, you must bring this up, right? You have to bring that up at this point. You can't risk this loss anymore. You're in profit, so you'll feel free to run with it, or you take half of it off the table here, and if it keeps going, you leave that half in, or you depending on where your risk tolerance is, you might move your stop loss even up here or to the low wicks, and lock in some profit, right? And then if it triggers, don't feel bad if it does this and then moons right after. That sucks, right? You've been there, maybe you've been there. But some profit is better than no profit, is better than a loss, right? So keep that in mind. Hopefully that helps for, swing trading is dangerous, much more dangerous than long-term DCAs, or, trading even off of the 4-hour chart is more dangerous than trading off the daily chart, right? But, you always want to, wherever you're entering in, you should be, if you're swing trading, you need to be entering at support levels or, moving averages in an uptrend. And you need to be exiting at resistance levels, or you don't hardly have moving averages on the upside for an uptrend. So where it stalls at, right, say you want to short, but you keep testing 30,500 here, you can't enter a short the first one, right? Usually you're going to take some time, and you're noticing that day after day we seem to test 30,500 and can't, and look like we tried again. So then maybe like this candle, we come back down and we revisit. So then just put your stop loss at the top of your this up in here, right? That top of that, or a little bit more, because sometimes you'll see these candles where this, like say you put your stop loss in here, well, you hit it and you would have got kind of triggered there. So you want to put your stop loss a little bit higher than the previous candle. Here's a great example right here, right? See, all this time you couldn't break 29K, 28.5. But look at a few sessions later, it took that out, right? The stop loss hunter right there. And then it comes back down. And so you would have been in, some pretty profit here, but you would have got triggered, stopped short there. So stop loss is just above, not right at, the candle, if that makes sense. And then, again, follow the same rules, right? If you're entering a short, just above where the previous high was, And then, if you get into profit, right, secure your profit. So if you entered a short, here at 30,005, you want to put your stop loss just above, like right in there. As you start to make profit here, this stop loss must be moved down to here, right? You don't want to, even if you got stopped out at 0, I'm telling you, this is the long-term way to do it. Otherwise, you're going to get destroyed in the long term. Move it into profit, or at least break even, or slightly less of a loss, right? Because these can change on a dime. If you're lucky enough and you catch this move, right, you move your stop loss into a decent profit, right? Somewhere down where you've made a good chunk, right? Or a trailing stop, and it'll just keep coming down with you. And then if you get this move, right, it'll just trigger, and then you got out right here, not at the bottom. You don't want to try to time tops and bottoms. That's a recipe for disaster, for sure. Buy support, short resistance, everything else is, just gambling. Hopefully that helps. That was a long enough explanation on where should you set a stop loss. No bull run ever again, huh? Okay. All right. No questions. It's still 11. I'm still feeling to go strong. I was trying to get hopefully Friday to get the most people in here, but I think we're less. So Monday was the most. Tuesday was less than Monday, Wednesday less than Tuesday, Thursday less than Wednesday, and so far today we have the least amount again. So not a great trend. I'd probably short this meme coin where seem to be going downhill. So maybe we'll try some next week. Maybe we'll cut it back to like 1 or 2 a week. Maybe that'll help boost the numbers. We'll see. See how Monday goes. If there's any information, maybe only do live streams on everyone's on the sauce. Maybe later for sure. I was gonna start the day out with like this guy with a cigar and a beer or something on the live stream, but maybe not too early. Then we did, if you missed the early part of the live stream, we had the party gifts and nothing, car of the day is the Ford Fiesta, but not like you imagined. All right. So maybe you're gonna be like that later. I will probably be in that boat. But we'll see if we can get some numbers pumped in maybe next week. Terrible live stream so far. 16 people, 14 people, they're leaving by the flies dropping. All right, let's get back to request BNT. I didn't come here for memes, I came here for learning. Those 2 people just left. All right, we can also talk about other things. We did yesterday on the live stream at the end, we started talking about random things, not crypto related. So looking at BNT, let's start off on the weekly chart, see where we are in a snapshot. We tried to get moving above the 21 week. That's where we want to hold when you kind of retest. That's when if you're kind of moving just with the rest of the market, or your coin's actually turning much more bullish. You should probably be holding when you're closing multiple weeks above the 21. Right, you got to hold that 21 week when you get back to it. But a lot of coins didn't do it, so it's just not altcoin season, right? And this is kind of definitive showing you that we're still in an uptrend, right? Until proven otherwise, right? Here's your when you start to reverse this uptrend that we've been in since November, December. So we're trying to establish a higher low. Do we have it yet? Well, I don't know. Hopefully, right? There's your higher low last week. We have a low here. If we move up, right, in the coming weeks. Right, we need to focus on taking out the EMA 34, closing above 60 cent level. That would be great, and then this uptrend can continue. Let's zoom into the 3-day, see what we got here. If it loads, right, we're under the 200, so you got to immediately be a little bit more cautious and bearish. If you're under the 200 on any time frame, right, that would be more caution than not. Long-term dollar cost average, sure. Uptrend, yeah, we're still there by definition, but watch for this break, right? Watch for this lows to break. If you break this low, you're probably coming back in this area. Maybe you want a dollar cost average there. But so far, right, we're making higher highs, right? But we're looking a little double toppy here. Remember, double tops don't confirm at the top; they confirm when your previous low is taken out. So if this low is taken out right here, this would confirm this at least short-term double top, and we'd probably be looking at trying to accumulate more back in this area, in this zone, right? That's a pretty solid zone if we could get back in there. Hopefully not, right? Hopefully we're just, starting to move back to the upside here. Good early signs of that would be, if we can 90-degree turn this EMA 8 and start to get prices back over the 50-cent level. That's what I'd be watching over the coming days. To the upside, we want to take out that 200 again, 55, 54 cents, maybe when we get to it. So hopefully that helps there. XRP, okay, we haven't had that requested today, so we can go do that. If we get like double requests, I'll just tell you to go back and watch the early parts of the streams, but we haven't had a whole lot of requests just yet. XRP, better than most coins, right? Just by definition on the chart, right? It's above the 21-week EMA, but we're subtly in a trend, maybe mostly sideways, right? On the weekly, right, we have a huge level to overcome. I mean, let's just paint that at the level that it is. I would say 60-cent level is huge, right? We've wicked up there almost to the T, but I mean, I like this zone for where we are now. Right here's our resistance zone, which we've covered this in YouTube videos as well. So my last XRP video, I've said back in here we made the video. If we get up in the 50 to 60 cent area, you got to take some profits because that's going to be a huge resistance zone based on, not just the past couple days or weeks. I mean, we're looking at, multiple major touch points here. So we wicked right up to like 60 cents, I believe. That high, 50, depending on what exchange you're looking at. I think we got close to 60 cents or right on it on some exchanges. So right now we're battling the 200 week. We got to hold it, right? You don't want to give that back. So we'll see if we can do that. Moving averages trying to move up, but more or less, I mean, look at the moving averages. We're moving sideways here. So we got to get another bounce, right? We wicked down to the 21 week, so that's a good sign. But now we can't give it back, right? You don't want a whole lot of, multiple tests of the 21 week. You want to usually just bounce on it and go. So we need to see XRP, if it wants to continue upwards movement, we're going to have to take out 50 cents again, at least. That's the 100 week. That would be a nice close if we can get a weekly close above it. The daily chart, sideways, right? Look, all your moving averages are sideways. When your moving averages are sideways, there's no trend, right? No trend. For at least for the past couple weeks, sideways is the trend. And that's the odds until proven otherwise. Even on the daily chart, right? We're looking at kind of this flip zone here, right? You could draw that right there. Here's our kind of our stuck zone. If we can get out of that, 50 cents, right? 50 cents is what we want to see again for XRP. And then, look at 54 cents. And if we do that, 60 cents. If we do that, XRP can probably break free if we can get out of 60 cents. But that's where it's stuck right now for resistance, that local top right there. So here's our zone for the immediate term. Here's your support, 200, the 200 day, right? That is at, 43 cents. Thereabouts, right? Low here, higher low here, good there. So if we hit it again, you don't want to take out that low. Otherwise, we're going very likely going back here, or whatever the hell this zone was. Okay, so hopefully that helps on the short term and long term for XRP. Came here for the jokes. Good man. Yeah, we got it. We got a couple of them. We had the Pepe party favors. If you missed those, too bad. Andre, what happened? Was it with the 3-day? Was that the like the pi cycle thing? It's close to the pi cycle numbers. What is that? What kind of the 144 and the 89? Is that a specific thing with Bitcoin? Okay, we'll do Gala. I got it here somewhere. Is it Gala or Gala? Is it said like A or A? I don't know. I don't care. Don't even respond. I'll say it how I want. Potato, potato. Okay, I can't find it. I'm just gonna add it. It's in there somewhere, but good. Didn't add. Bear with us. Okay, now we got it. We got it now. Crisis averted. All right, start up on the weekly, and it's losing momentum here, but we're at a base here, right? We need to, rhyme with this candle right here. We're looking at a low of what, 3 cents roughly. We hope that, again, this is the low. Get your highlighted crayon, right? Low, higher low. If we close this, right, we're in danger, right? We don't want to reverse that trend, right? We're moved up. We need to kind of establish a base here. So we're looking for this weekly close on Sunday to match or really be above this, right? This closed at 35.05, right? We need to do that. Otherwise, the likelihood of you going down to lower highs or testing your base down here improves. So caution right now, but we could bounce and rhyme with this. You just want to be watching that, right, on the weekly. On the daily, we're looking at, look at your EMA8. You're under all the moving averages. You're trending down, right? Not looking great for now, but hopefully, on the daily chart, watch for this area. We're looking for a higher low, right? Even you can start your zone from the wicks, go to the candle body closes, right? So we're looking at that on the daily chart, right? That was also the low on the weekly. So all eyes on this zone. We got to reverse the trend. So if you're looking to buy more, I would be hands off until we can close back above this candle. The 200 day is right there as well. So I would say 4,700 area, and then you can likely move back to higher highs. If you want to be super safe, right, just wait till you put in a new local high. That's a ways away, right? Even if you're from right now, I know you got damn, you're still down 83% off of that low, right? 46%, 83% to make up for that, to the move to the upside. Wait for the trend to reverse to be safe on this one. It just looks like you don't want to catch a falling knife, right? You don't know if this is going to stop here or is it going to cut right through it and put in a lower low down here, right? Another thing you can do with some of these, right, on the daily chart, wait for all three of these, indicators to get, overpressed. You want to look at, under 20 on all these. That would help. Yeah, long-term accumulation at this price, if you're a long-term believer, seems like it's okay, right? We could easily kind of morph into, one of these guys where we start to do that, and then this, like almost like a pennant, right? And then break out, in June or July or something, right? So, dollar cost averaging here, right? Assuming that you're trying to hold this line, right? A little bit more of a gamble, but if you're a long-term believer and you think this is a great price, then hell, why not? But you can't be upset if you're coming down 10% and in the next few days, right? You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's the dumbest fucking saying. You can't you can't gamble and then be sad that you lost, right? I'll go with that. So be damn cake and eat it too. That's dumb. The dumbest slogans, right? Why are they been around so long? Let's kill them. The cake and eat it too has got to go. I'm gonna make that into a shirt, and it's gonna just have a circle over it with the X, like the no smoking sign. All right, so dollar cost averaging. Anytime you're super overpressed like this, I would kind of wait a little bit more on the RSI to get a little bit lower. But signs are there that maybe we're getting a little bit oversold. I'd like to see it go a little bit lower though. Yeah, you can use that with like the pi cycle indicator, or the pi cycle bottom and top indicators. If you haven't seen that yet, those are pretty cool to see, even though they were made in retrograde, right? Those are not like active, but well, let's look at it, right? Here, let's do it. I did it in my group chat the other day. Duplicate, here we go. I'll I'll do it right here. If you haven't seen the Pi cycle top and bottom, right, and this is probably loosely fit over whatever moving averages you're looking at. The Pi cycle top is like 450 over the 150 or something, but if this ever loads, we can go back to there, and while that loads, I don't know what's going on. Okay, great. We have nothing now. So let's look at Bitcoin on the monthly chart. Oh, an interesting note on the stock market chart I shared earlier with our group is that we have a potential, and hopefully this doesn't play out, but SPX, S&P 500 on the monthly, right? We're looking to, you have the move down here, and then you have like this kind of setup like this. It hasn't really confirmed yet. Again, this won't confirm until it happens, but if we close under like this monthly close back in February, 39.60, any month moving forward, this month, next month, the next 6 months, right? This kind of looking like a bear flag, right? So just keep in mind on the monthly scale, right? I'd rather it not. If it goes up any higher, where would that invalidate? I would say like maybe 42, 4,300. If we can take out this low, right, that would no longer be a bear flag. Why would that be? Well, I'm glad you asked. It would take up over half the flagpole, right? If you have any kind of flag formation that goes lower or higher than half of the base of the flag, not a flag, right? So that becomes invalid. So just worth watching for now. We'd like to not close back below the 21 month as well, 4,000 mark. Just a side note there. Now let's get back on track with Bitcoin. Let me zoom in here. Let's remove this one. Let me get on the Pi cycle indicator, and you can add these two to your own. They should be free. Let's remove this one. So here's your Pi cycle bottom indicator. So this is the 450 moving average over the 150, or 471, I think it is. Let's look at it. So it's the 471 over the 150. So why would that seems kind of random? Yeah, they retrofit this to fit the previous peak, or the previous bottoms rather, right? So if you go back in history, these will match right up to the bottom, and that's not by coincidence, right? The makers of this put these numbers in there to match up. So when it crosses, that was the bottom, and vice versa. When it crosses to the upside, that's the start of the new bull run, right? So now we have the start of the new bull run, but the Pi cycle bottom this time, this was the first time the bottom indicator was in fruition or in play when it was live, rather, right? The Pi cycle bottom indicator was made, years ago, but after this, right? So we have our first one. It did signal like, right at 19K, so not bad, right? But not accurate as it was because, this is a live indicator. So was it the actual bottom? No. Would it have been very close if the FTX shit didn't happen? Maybe. Is it a golden cross now? We don't know. The Pi cycle top indicator, it was, same thing. The Pi cycle top indicator actually triggered like kind of back here, and that was the first time. So that's still pretty accurate for the top indicator. If you were to get out at like 62, 63K, I think it would have been okay. But so just moving forward, that's, you add those to your chart and check them every now and again. Obviously the bottom indicator is kind of a moot point at this time, but the Pi cycle top indicator, same thing. We can go look at it real quick since, we're not doing anything else. I'll get to requests. Do I have any requests? No. Pi cycle top. Let's go look at what this did, right? So the top indicator, right on the first peak. So it didn't get the exact top, but still, if you can, at least pay attention, like if this triggers again and like say 2025 and we're at like 100K and the Pi cycle top indicator flashes, at least maybe, take a mental side note of it. I don't think I'd put much weight into it. But again, why did this time so perfect? They retrofit it to that exact moment, right? This was the first time that it was a live action. Was it the exact top? No. Was it close? I would give it close, right? 63K is awful close to call the top. So again, if we see it the next time in 2024, 2025, and Bitcoin's at 100 and whatever K, and the Pi cycle top indicator flashes, is it the exact top? Probably not. Could it be, near it? Maybe, right? So it's worth at least noting. Probably not going to happen for the next couple of years. You can see how long it looks. It gets really close, and it can still last like months longer. So even though this looks like, hey, maybe we're going to cross really soon, not likely, right? Because this one will start moving up faster, and assuming that prices continue up, right? So we'll see how accurate this is in the next, year or two. If it is relatively close, right? And if we can look back in 2026 and be like, yeah, it was relatively close again, then we'll put more weight into it. But until then, loosely fit, maybe worth noting, but that's about it. Don't put too much weight into the top or bottom indicator. Yeah, that's a good analogy. It's like a grenade. We'll call it the grenade indicator. Calling it close is good enough. Yeah, larger time frames in and out, start to go out of the market if this signals on one way or the other is probably pretty great. If the bottom indicator starts signaling, starting to come back in, dollar cost averaging, imagine you just, sold a chunk at, 63K and then bought a chunk at 19K. Think how much that would do for you, right? So if nothing else, right, maybe just do, if you're sidelined or you're all in the market, just take 20% out when that flashes and leave the rest in, or something like that. And go 20% in when the bottom indicator flashes and, leave the rest in stablecoins, something like that. Might be good, moving forward. So hopefully that helps. I think I feel like I say hopefully that helps every sentence. So hopefully that helps. All right, back to Bitcoin. Let's put on the lower time frame charts. Probably wrap it up relatively soon. If you don't have any questions, I'm happy to look at whatever. But Bitcoin's kind of a lot of chop lately, right? We're looking at choppiness. So if you're trying to swing trade Bitcoin lately, it's been rough, right? I'm in there trying to do it, but it's even when it looks certain that it's going one way, it goes back the other way just as fast, right? So caution still right now until we get a more identifiable trend. Yeah, it's a graffiti banana behind us. That's Cinco de Banana. Just brought him in for this time. I won that for my daughter at a theme park. Doing where you have the buckets that are tilted. Maybe if you've ever been to a theme park and you have like softballs and you got to like softly throw them into the buckets. Well, I had to do that like 3 consecutive times, and I got Senor Banana back here. So it's my daughter's, but I'm using him for Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Banana is his nickname. DXY, I covered a little bit in my Bitcoin video. My Bitcoin video should be coming out on YouTube here in the next 30 minutes or so. So check that out sometime this weekend. Look at the DXY crashing down over the past few hours. That's pretty crazy. After it took off, it took off crazy? Because the jobs report came out super strong. And crypto, crashed super strong because of this as well. So whatever the DXY does sharply, usually crypto moves opposite of that. So if we go look at like the Bitcoin chart in the past, on the same chart over the past few hours, right? There's the well, let's look at it right here, right? Look at the hourly Bitcoin candle, the devil candle from nowhere, right? And then it flipped back to green, right? And the same thing opposite happened with the DXY. Right, it was green bullish and then flipped back to the bearish, right? But on the hourly chart, you got to give a little bit edge to the bulls on the shorter time frame for the DXY, right? The high back here, higher high here, so far, a low, right? You just want to identify trends, right? By definition, and leave your bias out of it, right? A trend is a trend by definition with higher highs and higher lows, and we're there, right? The trend will break when we take out that, or the trend will continue when we take out that. Anything else, right? You're just trying to identify when trend reversals happen and get in early on that move. That's the whole point of TA. Get in early as you can on a trend, right? Gotta keep drinking the water. My mouth goes dry after every sentence. Thanks for everyone that is still here and supporting Senor Banana. Yeah, he's there. I might carry him around later after a few margaritas. Just take him out in the streets. Put him on a bike. Send him down memory lane. What does that mean? Oh, nice, interesting. So that would signal that a top is in, and potentially a drop is coming. If I'm reading you accurately, is that what you're saying for Bitcoin? Here I can is that EMAs? EMAs? Let me see if I can do that. I'm gonna do my other chart. I can see if I can see what you're looking at. Um Here, I can just change these. What are they? That's a moving average. That's not gonna work. Just take that out. Um yeah, I'm not gonna do it on a live stream. I'll look at it, but I'll trust you. The 89, I'll check it out later. The 89 and the 144. All right, cool. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see what it looks like. If the top's in, right? Is that, you said that's on the 3-day, those moving averages? So we'll see. I mean, potential. Yeah. Yeah. I would say you can 50% corrections. That's crazy. So you're saying after that signals a 50% drop. Let's see what a 50% drop would look like. Well, I mean, that would be pretty devastating. I mean, we're looking at, we're looking at crazy with new lows, right? That'd be, take it to 14K. I think the only reason that would happen is, we're looking at some kind of black swan event, which is certainly possible in these times, right? If the government announces digital currency starting in 2024, I don't know what that would take, but something like that, some event not yet known would likely send Bitcoin to lows or highs not seen in a long time. But unless something magical like that happens, I don't really see new lows coming. Now, if we do drop below here, right, on the 3-day chart, that's this is the 600-day moving average, right? The 600-day EMA is also the 200 EMA on the 3-day chart, if that makes sense. If we close under 27K, I think there's very little doubt, in my mind at least, that we're going back to our next zone, 24 to 25K. We're still bullish above that. That's where I'll be long-term accumulating. I'm happy with prices. I'll be happy with altcoin prices there. We're probably looking at 15 to 20% off of, current prices across the board here. If we lose this, no guarantees, right? We could easily just be moving to higher highs. Structurally, we're still in the uptrend on pretty much every time frame. The 4-hour, the daily, the 3-day, the weekly is all in an uptrend. No signs yet of reversing, but if we close a daily, 3-day candle, weekly candle under 27, then I think this is going to be inevitable down in this area. That was our breakout zone, right? Previous top resistance, breakout. That'd just be a really a bullish retest in my book. The breakout, a retest of this zone, and then we can slowly trend up, move sideways. I don't know, but I think we're going to need some kind of a retest of at least the 21 week, right? If we zoom out to the weekly chart, what's this look like? 21 week is right there. 21 week EMA is at 25K. The 200 week is at 25K. The breakout zone is at 25K. 25K is coming if we break below, on the weekly, the 27K level, 27.6, right? If we close under this one, 25K. That's where I'm going with. Until then, right? Until we see a sharp reversal, if we're going to go to, 50% drawdowns, we'll be well aware of that coming, right? We'll have to break that first, then we'll have to take out that low, then we'll have to take out that wick, then we'll have to take out, 18K zone, then we'll have to take out that zone, right? We have a lot of ladders, a lot of step ladders. It's not like it's just going to do that, right? Although Dan Pena might try to argue otherwise. Fucking zero. I should have a picture of him up. If you don't know who that guy is, you got to look him up. Smart guy, billionaire, but the Bitcoin to zero meme is pretty funny. Okay, it didn't cross yet. All right, we'll take note then. Send me a Telegram message or something if it happens. But I'll try to remember to put it up. Maybe I'll track that next live stream or something, or put it in a video. Then you can know that you brought it up, and then you can pat yourself on the back and have a Twix or something. Whatever you do when random. All right, John Mackay. So this is probably the last thing. Looking at how to correctly use fibs. So you can go to TradingView on the left-hand side there. Fib retracements. You want to use them from swing lows to swing highs, or swing highs to swing lows, right? If you think the top is in, right, you'd want to use this one, right, for the extension back down, and then your 618s. And if you're using wicks, you want to maintain using wicks. If you're using candles, you want to maintain using candles. You don't want to draw from like a candle here and a wick up here, right? So you can do it either way. This is debatable. You'll find people all the time that argue both sides. But as a general rule of thumb, wick to wick, swing highs to swing lows. It also depends on your time frame, right? You can, and this is where, people get into trouble because they'll draw them like, oh, I'll draw from this swing low, and then it'll be slightly different levels, right? So it depends on your time frame. This is also why I don't really look at them or pay attention much, right? I trade full time. I don't really ever really use fibs time to time on the big picture, of course. But you can get swayed, and you can see that, just for the general rule of thumb, macro swing high to swing low using wicks. Depending on your time frame, that will change slightly. Depending on where your swing highs, swing lows are, you can kind of objectively fit these to fit your narrative as well. So again, this is why I don't really generally use them. They don't often have to be, as accurate as everyone thinks they are, because you have to accurately use them. So people can get themselves into trouble by inaccurately using them, and unfortunately, that's what most people do. So great guy that does this is Coins Kid. Go look at his stuff. He uses them in every video, but that's generally how to use them. And you'll just flip that if you want to use, the fib retracement, or fib extension is what it's called. It'll go to the upside. You could just use from the swing high to the swing low to swing high, and it changes. Just be sure to use, consistent, wicks or consistent candles, and just play around with it. The best way to do it is to use it. Experience is the best teacher. Hopefully that helps. All right, what else we got? All right, what we got? 60. Yeah, this is the least amount of views we've gotten all week. So, Monday was the best, and it's gone in decline mode ever since. So, I'd like to help more and more people. If we had, hundreds of people in here, I'd help everybody, but all right, someone gets my point. All right, so, what else we got? Anybody got anything else they want to talk about besides crypto? What else do we want to look at? Oh, Bitcoin dominance. I haven't covered that in this stream. I mean, we've talked about this earlier in the week, but I'm happy to talk about anything y'all want to talk about. We closed the highest weekly candle, right, since this, in years, literally years. I do still think this is going higher. I don't know how high. There's no rhyme or reason the Bitcoin dominance would have to stop. I wouldn't really even use moving averages really, other than to tell you what trend you're in on the Bitcoin dominance. But, by definition, you gotta think Bitcoin dominance is trending higher. We've closed our highest weekly close, took out all of these, right? That's big. Bitcoin dominance trends up. Bitcoin's going to be where you want to be. Bitcoin season it is the name of the game right now, by the chart, by the definition, right? Here's Bitcoin season, right? If Bitcoin wants to go to 35K or 20K, Bitcoin's where you're going to want to be. It's going to be the best performer up, and the worst and the best performer down as well. That's why Bitcoin dominance rising is important to track time to time. I wouldn't get married to it and check it every second, but the weekly check-in, right, as that continues to go higher, right, it's not altcoin season, and altcoins will continue to get hurt if whatever Bitcoin decides to do as the dominance rises. So, Bitcoin on the big weekly chart zoomed out here, right? I mean, look, we're at the resistance zone, right? We've been there, right? I mean, look, going all the way back here, right? Could we trend out? If we break up higher than this, I would think, 35, 36K is almost inevitable. But this is major resistance until proven otherwise. We could absolutely roll over here and go back and, at least test our big zone, right? Zoomed out, this is pretty easy to see, right? If you make your charts like simple, easy to read, even use a line chart, right? Support and resistance becomes like, blatantly obvious, right? You could even draw it right there, right? This lows. I mean, look at how clean that looks, support and resistance wise. There's our next support line if we go down, which is why, 25K is the next level. If we break that, you just go down to these lows here, right? 21K, and then, our major kind of support that held for a long time, 19 to 18.5 on the way down, right? If we were to roll over here, otherwise, I could just as easily see, something, like this in the coming months where we do this and then, start working our way back up. Right. And then, if we're going to, peak in 2025, which I do think somewhere in 2025, this kind of fits that narrative loosely, kind of a chill 2023, maybe just sideways trend rest of 2023. And then, start our epic moves, late, early 2024 or late 2023, something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if we're at these same prices in December, right? Maybe even lower and still, macro bullish. But something like this, I think, is the odds. If you're going to ask me, not that anybody asked, but this is where my odds are for the rest of the year. And then I think the really happier times, the bullish times, the altcoin seasons come. After mid 30s is breached by Bitcoin. I think we're going to have to clear all this zone here. If you want to put one line on it, Bitcoin's going to have to be above there for alts to just, 10x, 5x, those kind of numbers. Bitcoin's got to, get up here first. And I just think we're likely 6 to 8, 12 months away from doing that. So hopefully that makes sense in the larger scheme, zoomed out picture. Seems to make sense to me. If we're going to roll, again, we'll have if you're in the boat that you think lower lows are coming, then you have many steps to see that. So don't panic. Right, you have this is your biggest one that should hold. If it doesn't, that should hold. If that doesn't, 18.5. You have these steps down the ladder, just like we have steps up the ladder. So these are many levels that you have to see. Obviously, I would get much more concerned if we take out like 24K with a weekly close, because that should bounce based on this structure. This kind of breakout move here should absolutely hold at that level. If it doesn't, then maybe bears will start to peak out of hibernation. But until then, I'm bullish just by definition by this chart. Hopefully that helps put your mind at ease or panic you more. But that's what I'm looking at for the long-term play for Bitcoin. 1140. Let's see what else we got. Can you look at LCX on the Coinbase chart? Sure. Thanks for the request. We'll do this, and maybe we'll talk about some random things, and then we'll call it a LCX. How about we go with that? Then we'll talk about Cinco or whatever else you want to look at. All right, weekly chart LCX. Is this a short term? Right? Is this correct? If there's a longer history here, I would like to know about it. If it's not, if this is all the history has, this is fine, right? Because right, you kind of got born at the wrong time here. We came into and coins like this, no fault of theirs. It's just the natural causes of bear market. So far, we have a low, right? This is what we want to look for on macro scales. A move off. Right, nice move. Now we're coming back trying to find a higher low. That's all we're doing. On younger coins, that's what you want to do. If this has more history, again, I apologize, but based on this chart, it's still okay. Right, many coins are going to be like this right now, and most charts look like this. You got to establish a higher low. Once we do that, we got to move back up, and you got to take out this high. Unfortunately, that's a good bit of ways away, right? Got a gnat in here. We're looking at, 125% move to get back to, our all-time high close. Much more than that, even off of that high. Let's see what this initial move was. So not too bad, right? 5x, over 5x, almost 500% move, almost a 6x off the lows. Why did it stall there? I mean, this is exactly why you should be following TA. Become a student, right? If you got in anywhere down here, right? Of course, smart money's taking profits here, right? Of course, right? There's no coincidence. It's not. It's the exact reason why that stopped there is for that, right? Smart money was taking profits out right there, and then right, you don't buy here. Great, you don't want to catch a falling knife, right? You don't know where this is going to stop, especially with younger coins. Wait for a higher low to establish, and then get back above your EMA 8. You want to watch for a turn off of the EMA 8, like we did right here, right? This is textbook, right there. You buy off of this candle because you're confident that, I mean, look at the, bullish engulfing. I mean, you took out all of those highs. I mean, how many candles did you just eliminate with one? This is what I'd wait for. Something like that. Yeah, you missed the initial one, but you can be confident that that's your new higher low. And then, you're working your way back up here. Or fast, right? We'll see. But, this happened because altcoin season was, starting, I would call altcoin week, as I called it back when it was happening, right? Altcoin days, altcoin week, right? You're going to have at least be back up in, the 35, 40 area for that to happen again for altcoins, right? As long as we're down here, you're not going to get that out of altcoins. It's, that's obvious. It should be obvious to you, right? Altcoin season around the corner is not it. If someone's screaming that, I would urge you to unsubscribe. Altcoin season is not right around the corner. Okay. The potential start to altcoin days, maybe an altcoin week. Okay. But altcoin season, not anywhere near, right? You're calling for snow when it's July, right? You're calling for 90-degree weather when it's Christmas. Maybe in some parts, not likely. Maybe for a day or two, not for the season, right? Hopefully that makes sense. That's the weekly chart. Sorry, I didn't even go to the daily, right? Again, bearish on the daily because you're under all your moving averages. You're trying to establish, right? I do like the lower wicks here, right? Look how many lower wicks you got. That indicates buying pressure in this zone. So, maybe dollar cost averaging around here just in case, but, do yourself a favor and put a stop loss there, because if you put a new low in, right, who knows where you're going, right? So if you want to buy here and you're a little bit more of the gambling type, and I know we all are because we're in crypto and talking about, altcoins right now, at least, cut your losses there, right? Put it in now and don't say you're like, oh, I'll get out when you get there. No, your brain will convince you that no, the low is in, right? You have to have a system in play. You need to trade like a robot and not like a human, right? Humans lose money in trading. Systems and robots make money, right? So trade like your AI. Pretend like Neuralink is already a real thing. All right. All right. Got any advice on a large entry on Bitcoin? Yeah, good idea. So, it's a little bit more of a gamble, but I think we're going to have to retest. I would say a retest of the 21-week EMA for Bitcoin, and not until then, right? We're going to test it, right? We tested it back here. We're going to hit it again, I think, in the not so distant future, right? But, do we go up first and then test it at 27K again? Or do we go up to 35 and then test it at 30 again? I don't know. But I would say, as of now, 25K is my number. I have a little bit of a reserve still on the sidelines for when we get down there. But I think this is a massive enough level, 25K to, wait for. Or, if the 21 week is higher, maybe do half of it there. But if we go to anywhere around 25K level, the 200 week, right? That's where I would do it. The 200 week. That's my opinion, right? You don't have to take it. But this is my level where I will be, mostly, if not all in on, if I was going to do a large chunk of Bitcoin, it'd be right here. To answer it quickly and bluntly. Say bye to Cinco. He's got some peeling to do. He's got a chemical peel later. I don't know. That's terrible. We have this guy, which I'll look like a little bit later. We have Pepe party favors. Thank you for attending. These are all in the mail. Hopefully they don't get lost on the way to you. And the car of the day, the meme of the day is the Ford Fiesta. Hopefully you get that. I'm not explaining it. Damn. All right. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great Cinco de Mayo. Have a great weekend. Hopefully this was somewhat beneficial to you. Join us on the next one if you feel like it. We'll see if we'll do on Monday. I'll see how we feel. The live streams got worse throughout the week, so I don't know. We'll see if we have any big events. Maybe we'll do it like Monday and Friday, or just a Wednesday live stream. Maybe we'll get more people to join us then. Thanks so much for watching this long. If you have, thumbs up to you. Pepe thanks you. Cinco Banana thanks you, and I thank you. So I'll see you on the next one. Check out my Bitcoin weekend video when you get a chance. A lot of good stuff in there for support, flip levels, and I'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Have a good one.